Hello everyone, this is the Captain Swan podcast number 34. I'm Serena, Save Your Out on Tumblr, and the Captain Swan podcast is going to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and You Brought Me Home on Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Mai, and I'm Killian the Hero on Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm To the End of the World or Time on Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Ro, and I'm Ginny Jinx Rita on Tumblr.
Okay, so this is finally the Tallahasse podcast.
Woo!
Yay! So, first question. Let's just start because I don't know how much time I'm gonna have with this storm that we are having. When did you watch Tallahasse? Did you watch it when it aired? As soon as
Yes.
Yes.
It was the day before my birthday, so technically we were still. I remember because we were in the tiny chat, Michelle, I, and the rest of our little gang or shippers, and I just went, "It's my birthday!" we were still reeling from the episode, and I was like, "It's my birthday!" Because it was my birthday technically. Yes, that's my memory is now happy. That's basically our memory now happy. So we were tiny chatting and 12 hits, so it was my birthday. So we're like, yay! Good birthday episode, technically.
My memory of the episode was, why is Neil taking up airtime? He's basically go away. I want to see him work at his one.
So, what was your first impression of Neil? At the time, we didn't know he was Bellfire. Did you guess who he was? What did you think of him? How did your opinion of him change from this episode to the other ones?
Oh,
I always. I thought
I thought he was a D-bag from the very beginning, and it didn't matter that he was Bellfire. I mean, I figured that out pretty quick, but I didn't care.
Yeah,
Still
I figured him out. Was fighting it. It was too easy, you know.
It was
like
hard.
Seriously.
It was hard for me to have an opinion of him at first because I mean his appearance in the episode was so like. I'm not talking about later on in the episode. I'm talking about when he first showed up. I mean, he seemed like, you know, an okay guy, but then when the cops stopped them and he was like, yeah, she's my girlfriend, you know how girls are, you can't drive. Then
the women drivers thing just turned me completely off the character. I was like, nope.
This guy is about to...
Go fuck yourself.
Yep. That's pretty much exactly what I thought.
I think that's what the look on Emma's face said.
That's when I was kind of like, okay. And then when he asked her out for a drink, and I'm like, okay, maybe she looks a little bit older than you think she is, but I don't think she's old enough to drink yet. Probably not a good idea.
Oh yeah, and then I love how they felt like they needed to fix that by showing us that date in the finale and showing that it was coffee at an amusement park, which they broke into, and not like a bar like we all thought.
Breaking and entering is so romantic.
Yeah, because B&E is better than underage drinking.
But then as the episode wore on and you get to see more of their short life together, it was like, is this all that she has with him? Breaking into, going into convenience stores and pretending to be pregnant just so she can steal food? That's not a life. That's barely even...
I knew the moment they didn't really show us that, how they fell in love, that it wasn't a ship we were supposed to be invested in. And then, of course, he ditches her, and then I'm just like, nope.
Go fuck yourself.
Yep.
And that's why, a matter of fact, I've been doing a season 3 rewatch just because, I'm bored, and I just finished watching...
Netflix.
Well, I just finished watching episode 15 where, he's in the hospital and he says that he didn't have a choice. I'm like, yes, you did. You very much had a fucking choice. Even August said that to your face. You had a choice. You made the wrong one. Stop.
really, really wrong.
It's Neil retconning his own life.
And what about August? What do you think of his actions this episode, and how did it
This
change your opinion of him?
this was the episode that made me kind of start to hate August, because I actually loved August.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I thought he was kind of skeevy at times, but I liked the guy.
I
I
liked
never
August.
shipped him,
No.
but no, I never shipped him. I bro shipped them. Like, thought they could make a good bro sis ship, you know?
You know, I liked August. You know, when we found out he was Pinocchio and then he ditched infant Emma. Okay, Pinocchio, unreliable.
Yeah,
you know,
and he's a kid,
he's 7. A 7-year-old taking care of an infant is stupid. What were you thinking, Geppetto? So okay,
Yeah,
I can
and
let
come
that
on.
slide.
Yeah, and he's a kid. Like, honestly, he's a kid who's 7 years old and doesn't really know much.
Yeah, so I could let that slide. I mean, I couldn't, you know, ship them as a couple because of it, but you know, as friends, okay, fine. But then we find out that he does this tremendously douchey thing with Person, and I'm just like, nope.
And you know
And
what's even
then,
worse? What's even worse is that you want to like him, you know, because he's not an inherently bad person. He isn't. He just makes really bad choices, and he's very selfish and self-centered. Especially even in season 1, when August came back, he didn't come back and try to get Emma to break the curse because he was trying to give her a better life or to free any of those people. He was doing it because he was turning into a block of fucking wood, and he didn't want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the same reason why he went to Neil in season 2 in the past, because he was turning into a block of fucking wood, and he needed to stop it. That's why. He didn't care about anybody but himself. He didn't even care about Emma. Honest to God.
Yeah.
He was just.
And
yeah,
just
and
as a
I didn't
reminder,
like how.
when Hook found Emma, it wasn't for himself, it was for her and for her family. So,
He
yeah.
gave up
He's-
his bloody hope for it.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
and they just say bloody. I don't care.
Honestly,
But
when they
seriously,
were going up that beanstalk, I think that revenge was the last thing on his mind. He wasn't even thinking about it. It was probably the first time that he had about it in 3 centuries. All he really cared
He was
about was
having
this
fun.
girl's pretty and she's
He was
interesting,
like-
and I like her and I want to talk to her.
Yep.
Anchor, can we talk about? Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Let me opinion.
Because remember, at the bottom of the beanstalk, he's all tick-tock, you know, we're slaves to time. And then they get up to the top of the beanstalk, and he's like, what's your rush? He's like, I just want to talk to the pretty blonde girl.
The
That's
best
all.
part is that TikTok. Like,
Maybe
he's
steal some
TikTok.
stuff. Whatever.
Yeah, he's like TikTok. We don't have enough time when they haven't chosen who's going to go up. But the moment he hears that it's Emma, he's like, wait, what? I like it. Let's go. Let's relax. We have
He was-
time.
He was so obvious even then.
There were so many actions that he did that were unnecessary for the situation that they were in. Like when she cut her hand, the way that he tied it off, the whole looking at her from under his lashes and tying it with not necessary. Not
Well,
necessary.
tying it with his mouth is necessary because the guy's only got one hand.
Yes, but the way that he did it,
No,
looking at her like, you know, he wanted to rip the clothes
The
off.
sexy eyes, no, that was not necessary.
Not necessary, but he did it anyway. Because
He
by
liked her.
then he was all about Emma, you know. And at that
And
point,
sexy
she
eyes.
looked down at him and watched him tying off that thing. She was like, danger, Will Robinson, danger, danger, danger. Ding, 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 ding.
And her eyes fluttered, and it's the first time we've actually seen Emma's eyes flutter.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part is that it was to protect her from the vegetarian giants.
Yes.
Those
Giants
mean
can smell
vegetarian
blood.
giants.
Yes, sure they can, Hook.
She still doesn't know about that.
In all fairness to Hook, you know, he had been out of the Enchanted Forest for 300 years. So he was probably gone during the time that the whole thing happened with Jack and the giants. So he probably has no idea that the giants don't eat meat. He was probably only going by what he actually knows. And if he wasn't, more power to him.
And if they succeeded, they'd be going back to Storybrooke together, so it just makes sense that he'd be trying to get along with her, because, I mean, he was shot of Korra by then. He was like, oh, no, this woman killed a whole village of people. I'm going with the same women over there.
And also, unnecessary things that Emma did, like when she tried to save him from that trap. She didn't have to grab him forward. Just
body hug. It's a full body hug. Emma, honey, you could have just yanked on his hand. Or his hook.
Yeah.
Either one. Yeah. Did not need the full body hug.
He didn't mind.
Well, of course he didn't. He's a guy.
Next time, they'll stand on ceremony.
Okay, so a question about Korra and Hook. What was with their whole partnership thing? Why was Hook like under those dead bodies waiting for them? Were they decided that he would join them for fake, and then he decided to do it for real, or like what was that all about?
Well, I think that
remember it's a material.
Yeah, he had stolen the cuff. I think he and Korra had made the plan that he was gonna like try to infiltrate the Princess Squad, but he had already decided that Korra was a crazy person and was going to betray her as quickly as possible. So that's why he stole the cuffs from her.
Yeah, because remember in episode 10, she actually states it: stealing my protection spell and climbing the beanstalk without me
is a betrayal. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he saw her and he was like,
yeah, I think he saw her murder all those villagers and was like, yeah, nah.
Hell no.
He's like, crazy person.
And he hated the dead bodies.
And he has a very strong survival instinct.
Does.
Yeah, and he's gonna go with the person who makes the most sense. And Emma was not only smart, but she bested him, and so of course he's gonna go with the people who are less likely to kill him.
And then the girl shrinks him up in the tree and almost calls ogres on him, and he's like, "Oh, what a woman!"
Yeah. And he's like, Emma's like, "Bitch, I'm gonna cut you," and he's like, "Oh, I am in love."
He clearly likes the strong females. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because let's be honest, Emma's held a knife to his throat, Tinkerbell had a knife to his throat, and Ariel held a knife to his throat, and all three of those women are still alive.
Yes.
So in the booths, I think in the Tallahasse podcast that they used to do, and in the There's No Place Like Home commentary, Adam and Hetty said that Hook reminded Emma of Neil, and that's why she like bolted. What do you think it was that reminded her of Neil?
I think it's working together to steal something.
Yeah.
And this one.
And the fact that he got to her so fast because, Neil clearly got to her really fast because they weren't together that long. And the fact that the feelings came upon her so suddenly, just like they did for Neil, made her like freak out.
What about the lie detector? Do you guys think it worked? It didn't work? What was that all about? Because
I think it worked, but Emma just didn't trust it because I think deep down she knows that when her feelings are invested, it doesn't work as well. Or she doesn't feel like she can trust it when she's emotionally invested.
Yeah. Basically.
Okay, so what was your favorite scene in this episode?
I have no idea. Let me think about that one.
First aid.
Huh. don't.
Hook first aid.
I think it's the. I think I love the first aid. I really love the first aid, but I'm pretty sure I. But I love the. I'm not taking my eyes out for you for a second. I would despair if you did.
Oh, that's
Oh
a good
yeah.
one.
Or.
She's acting all tough, and he's like just being a total flirt.
Yeah.
No. Or,
I,
I know.
I'm,
I know which one. I know.
Oh.
I know it. First loves. The talk about first loves. The whole
Oh, yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin. He took more than your hand from you, didn't he? You know, for a woman who claims never to be in love, you're quite perceptive.
Maybe I was.
Because it was the first scene where they played
And seriously,
his team.
Well, yeah. And it's also the first time Emma's ever admitted something like that out loud. I mean, she hadn't even told Mary Margaret that.
No, all I remember her saying was that Henry's father was no hero.
Yeah, it was a D-bag. Yeah, she never claimed to be in love with him. She just said that he was, like, not a hero and probably a bad person. But yeah, that was really the first instance that we saw how Hook got her. I mean, other than the beanstalk when he calls her an orphan, just straight up calls her an orphan. That's also good.
And you know what? What I like about that scene too is that it shows that not only did he get to her, but she got to him.
Yes.
Because he got her to admit, because she got him to admit that Rumpelstiltskin wasn't just because of the hand thing.
Yeah.
What did you guys think were the chances of Captain Swan becoming like actually canon on an Endgame after this episode? Like
A hell of a lot
truthfully.
higher.
Yes. I mean,
I was very optimistic after this
Yes.
episode.
like before this episode, we thought it was a crack ship.
Yeah.
It
I
was
mean,
a little crack ship.
and let's be real, if Hook had stayed, a villain, I still would have shipped it because,
Yeah.
I shipped it from the very beginning, but, this is when I knew, holy crap, this is actually going to be a thing. Like, they're actually going to go there. Yay!
Watching it and watching everything they did and the chemistry they had and all of the, the hand tying and the reading her like an open book and the grabbing him and holding him, it was like, look, why would you do that if you're not going, I mean, there's no sense in doing those things if you're not going to have something, if there's not a reason for it. Because if there was no reason for it, then you're doing it for nothing. And
and you know what? Now this is just my personal story here, but I don't know. Mai might remember this. Remember when they were tweeting
Yes.
leading up to this episode? They tried to have this horrible mashup of their names. Poor Christine Boylan. It was terrible, and we were like, no. We have to nip this thing in the bud right now. So we all tweeted her and Jane Espenson the Captain Swan version of their ship name, and Jane Espenson tweeted me back and said that it was a mighty seafaring ship, and I was like, holy crap, this is on.
Wasn't it like Swan Pirate or Swan Hook?
No,
it was Dear Emma.
Yeah, they tried to match Hook and Emma together. It was awful.
Hook Emma. No, it was
Hookup.
Emma?
It was something like that.
Yeah, it was horrid.
Yeah,
So we had to nip that in the bud.
Hook Emma.
Work in progress.
Yeah, it was bad. So we were like, no, we're going to fix this.
I remember that.
And fortunately,
And I remember how much we freaked out with that tweet.
Yeah, because remember we were in the tiny chat, and I was like, oh my god, Jade Espenson just replied to me, and I had to post a
And I was like, oh my god, what?
tweet. Yeah, it was fun.
And even more so for all of Colin and Jen's, horrible poker face bullshit, them trying to say that, they had no idea what was going on. When people tweeted to JMO, is there something up between her and Hook? She's like, what do you think? Obviously, they knew what the hell
And then the very next week, they had that Ruby episode, and Megan was talking about it in an interview.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
Because some fool journalist asked her if Hook and Ruby were gonna hook up, and she was
Yeah.
like, "What? Why? What are you
What are you
talking about?"
talking about? Hook's with Emma. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's like the time somebody asked Colin if he and Regina were ever going to have something, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Wait, I normally get asked about Emma."
Yeah, I know the girl who did that, and I was like, are you nuts?
He's like, wait a second. I've been trained to answer Captain Swan questions.
Yeah, questions
I don't have a script for the other ships. I don't know.
And the Regina thing doesn't make any sense anyway.
Yeah.
Nope. Never did.
None of-
Okay, we have a question from my listeners. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget it. So, Anonymous on Tumblr asks, "Do you guys think we are ever gonna see the scarf Hook bandaged Emma's hand with ever again? Callback. Do you think we're gonna get a callback? What are
I
the
don't know.
callbacks you would want to see?"
I want the callback from the scene in the finale, but yeah, that would be a good callback.
I want to know if the scarf he saw in her desk drawer when he pulled out his hook, if that's the same scarf.
Oh,
that
I
she-
know.
that he
totally.
I
had.
think so.
I mean, I think it is, but I would love them to like say something about it
I had canon that it is like
because it
why
means that
would-
she kept it.
Yeah, but why would she kept a scarf in the hook, the same color and exactly the same as the one that he had?
The callback that I want, if we ever do manage to get the third as you wish, I want her to actually explain to him what that means.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
And of
Maybe-
course, if they want to make some another joke about her chaining him up, that would be swell too.
In a good way.
Yes.
Preferably when while they're having sex.
Yes.
Like they're gonna have it, and then he makes a joke about about tying her up, or her tying him up.
Yeah, because he even says it in the name of the brother. You're really into this, aren't you?
Oh, girlfriend, with all the interruptions they're going to be having and all that pent-up sexual tension, furniture is getting broken, I assure you. Furniture is getting broken.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's just hope it's not in Granny's, because then they have to pay for it. If they broke it. You break it, you buy it.
You know, I'm hearing it's not all it's cracked up to be. Dude, that would be perfect. They fade out to Emma and Killian, and then they fade into Granny, like being like, why, why?
That would be the best thing ever.
Okay, another question. Still from an anonymous on Tumblr. Do you guys think we're gonna get a third As You Wish
Yes.
in season 4A?
Better.
Wow. You're just like, yeah.
Why would you start with 2 and not have a third? I mean, come on.
Like, and they said that both of them were on purpose. So
Yeah. Maybe we'll get it right before the actual I Love Yous.
ew, that would be keeping in the canon of the As You Wish.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
It would kill us.
Okay, so going back to the episodes, do you guys have any other comments on the episode? Something we haven't
Oh,
said?
Well-
Oh dear. Tallahasse.
I had my suspicions, like at the start, especially with just the way they interacted and played off each other. And I'm thinking, okay, this didn't end in the best way, but you know, I mean, there's still plenty of episodes left. Anything could happen.
Oh,
And
I know what.
so what if he's Captain Hook? You know, I mean, if Rumpel can be with Belle after all the stuff he did, I
Exactly.
mean, and it's not the first time in fiction or in TV where a villain and a hero get together. It's just
It's not gonna
it's
be the
iconic.
last.
Nope.
Nope.
It's a trope.
I know I know what callback I want. I want a callback to what happened in the 10 hours between Hook and the giant and Anton.
And Anton.
Yeah.
Come on, give me
Well,
that.
that's gonna be hard considering Jorge Garcia is on Hawaii 5-0 and in Hawaii.
He doesn't have to be there. They have to mention it.
Maybe they talked about girls.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But maybe he
Or-
knocked him out and told him to dream of large women.
Or maybe a callback to the whole open book thing, because we don't know how much of the story about what happens with her and Neil that Hook actually knows about, if he actually knows. So maybe, we'll get a callback to that and she'll finally feel safe enough in their relationship that she can tell him, why it was that she had herself so on guard for so long.
I just wish she'd tell somebody.
Come on, yes, tell somebody.
Maybe he'll tell her, he'll tell her about Liam or Mila, some of the parts of his past, because we know nothing about his fucking past.
I
More,
want
more,
him
more.
to open up about his mom. Like,
Yeah.
I want to know
Like,
something
is
about
she?
my mom.
I mean, obviously she's dead, but did she die giving birth to him? Did she die later? Is she dead? Did he know that she died? Did she even die? What's happening? I don't know.
Do we know if she's dead?
Well, obviously it was 300 years ago, so I'm pretty sure she's dead.
Oh, I don't know. They found a way to bring Rumpel's dad into it, so you never know.
Yeah, but I don't think his mom was in Neverland.
I predict a lot of season 4, talks between Emma and Hook, because obviously Hook's struggle for season 4 is going to be figuring out what his place is in Storybrooke without Emma as a factor. Does he fit in here? Who is he as a person? If he's not a pirate, then who is he? Obviously he's going to have that struggle to fit in. I think even with the new wardrobe and him having that hand, I think he's still going to feel like something's not right. You know what I mean?
And I'm sorry, but the whole... Let's talk about the promo for a bit. They have him coming out of the rabbit hole, and his hook freezes up. That's symbolic as shit.
And it's Ladies' Night, like on the board when it's coming out.
Yes,
What is he, the entertainment?
If he was the entertainment, there would be a line around the block.
Somehow I don't think Emma would.
Someone should write that fanfiction.
I think somebody has written that fanfiction. Probably.
Yeah, and then Emma would shut the place down because she's jealous.
No, my pirate. You're your own pirate.
You know what I really want at some point, and this is probably like either end of season 4 or later down the road. I really would like Emma to refer to him as her pirate.
Yes.
Ooh. Or boyfriend.
I like pirate better.
Yeah, same.
Boyfriend doesn't really cover all that he is.
But it'd be great, like,
I'm
if...
wondering. Okay, has anyone? I just remarked gifs that it was like it's the gif of the Hook punching Hook, but when you don't see Hook, and then it's just like him turning around, and you see Emma's like freaked out face, and the captain says that the first time Charming walks in on them kissing. I want that, and I want Charming to refer to Killian as her pirate. Like, oh, you're pirate, right?
Yes, it would mean a lot coming from David.
Yes, because he's his
Yeah.
bro. His best friend.
And for the love of Jesus, can we please get Hook to talk to Snow? This is all I want in my life, is Hook to talk to Snow. And
Seriously.
not be trying to insult her. Please don't try and insult your mother-in-law.
Well, it's not like he does it intentionally.
So what would their conversation be about?
Actually, they're a lot alike. Which is kind of weird, like, but
I know. I think Snow would be surprised at how much she doesn't know about him, and how much that he is really like her.
yeah, something that got her off Team Neil, please.
For the love of God. I mean, right now it just feels like. I mean, I know we haven't seen the episodes yet, so we don't know. But right now it almost feels like she's gonna be Team Hook by default. And I don't want her to be Team Hook by default. I want her to be Team Hook because she realizes that he's good for her daughter.
You know, I was reading yesterday. I was reading a fanfic that somebody wrote that involved Hook saving Mary Margaret's life.
I read that.
From the Snow Queen cast some sort of ice curse, and he grabbed her and the baby so they wouldn't get hurt, and it froze him.
I want to read that.
Yeah, I read it.
And
It's very,
Give me
very good.
and it saved him, but Mary Margaret started to feel guilty for the fact that she had treated him so badly and wouldn't accept him, and then she finally they kind of bonded over it, and then all these Captain Swan fans are like, oh, they're not supposed to be friends. Why are you doing that? Blah blah blah. I'm like, why wouldn't they have a friendship?
I'm sorry, I want that friendship. And keep me that
Just
friendship.
because she's with Charming and he's with Emma does not mean that they will not be friends. He's going to be practically married to her daughter. There's going to have to be some sort of relationship there somewhere.
Especially if he's kind of married to her daughter. He's the best friend of her husband, and her grandchild loves him.
Yeah. I mean, what's Snow going to be? A little island of anti-Hook?
Apparently. Apparently. I mean,
That's a very small island.
This is they didn't say anything when that one fic was wrote about Charming and Emma being dead because of the Witch of the West, and Hook and Snow got into kind of a comfort sexual thing. At first, I didn't even want to read it, but when I did, it broke my heart because it was
I did not read that.
it was so.
I'm not gonna read
No, it was so real and at the same time so sad. I mean, of course, you know that the only way that they would ever do that with each other is if Emma and Charming were dead. There's no other way in God's green earth that they would be together in any shape or form, unless the other two were dead. And you wouldn't think to read it that it would work, but in that story, I mean, it was a beautiful story, but it was heartbreaking. I mean, it just reduced you to tears with the pain that they were in, and it seemed like nowhere in this fic did it ever say that the two of them were in love. It wasn't like that. It was solely for comfort. Nothing else.
Kind of.
Because they were the only ones who could understand what it felt like to lose someone you loved that much.
But I want to read the one where he saves her life. Can somebody?
I'll try to find the link and send it to you.
Yay!
Would be nice to see her at least give him a bit of a break.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, she's been glaring at him since he met her.
Yeah, and the
she's
baby,
never
I
actually
think.
tried to talk to him.
Let's be real. They've made a point of showing Snow's reaction to a lot of various Captain Swan moments. I can't believe that's anything other than intentional.
And they focus on her and Ariel. Come on. Ariel, where he's basically saying that he's deeply in love with her daughter, and they focus on her. Not on Emma or Charming. Her. Like, seriously? Come on.
Well, I don't think that she's going to warm up to him by default. I think she genuinely will. Because, I mean, obviously now that Emma and Hook are together, you know, I think she's going to try her hardest to be as friendly towards him as she can, and maybe even take the time to get to know him a little. I mean,
So,
you can't. She made
Well,
judgment about him for the fact that he was a pirate, but obviously she's got to have seen by now they would not even have their daughter in the first place if it was not for Hook finding her and bringing her back. It has to merit something.
Well, now they wouldn't even be together if it wasn't for Hook. Her and Charming
yeah.
wouldn't even be together if it wasn't for Hook.
If Snow wants to run him out, you know, and act like she's not sure if he's the right person for her daughter, all Emma has to explain to her is, do you understand what this man gave up for me? And if
and
she
honestly,
that,
if like I want Snow to find out what Neil did. Like seriously, I need that because
I
he's
need
been all
it, but
Team Neil, but oh.
I'm not overly optimistic about it actually happening. I think they want to put Neil as far in the past as they can.
Yeah.
Well,
Likely.
getting back to Tallahasse for a moment. Well, we remember what happened with Snow and Aurora, with her like holding the knife to her throat, and next minute here she is like trying to help her because she also went through a sleeping curse. I mean, Snow is a very compassionate and caring person. She only turns it on and off for certain people.
yeah, but she also sees things in black and white.
Yes,
Very black and white.
which is why she was Team Neil for so long.
Ginny has said this too, that, you know, because of the way she was raised and the environment that she grew up in that realm, you know, first love and true love are the same thing. She doesn't understand what Emma has gone through, and that in this world it's different. She doesn't understand how that works because she's never had to experience it before. Charming.
Well, even in the Enchanted Forest, first love does not necessarily equal true love. I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, me personally, my interpretation, I would not say that Mila and Hook were true love.
First love, yes. I mean, even Hook said it himself. He actually said it, like the words came out of his mouth, that Mila was his first love, not his true love.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so do you guys have any last comments? I think this is one of the quickest podcasts that we've had.
Do you want to talk about the commentary? Then the Adam and Ellie did?
Oh, I
Commentary?
haven't listened to it yet. Maybe we can just everyone listen to it for the next podcast so we can discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was out.
You do realize. Look at the link.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it later. I've been out without internet for a while, so I haven't caught up with everything yet. Okay. So
Okay.
any last comments that you guys want to make?
I always liked that this was the episode where he first called her Swan, even if it was in an angry way. I mean, no one had ever addressed her like that before.
Okay, now it's been a while since I've watched it, but did she ever actually introduce herself to him as Emma Swan that we saw on the show?
I'm thinking back. Let me think.
No, I don't think
Now I'm trying to think, how did he know her last name was Swan? Call her
I mean,
Swan.
they introduced themselves off screen probably because we saw him introduce himself as Killian Jones and Captain Hook, but no one from Team Princess introduced himself.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I wasn't a crazy person, because I was like, how
Well,
do you
you
know
are.
to call her Swan?
Well, you are a crazy person, but not for this. Okay. So have we gone through all the scenes in the episode?
I think so.
Uh-huh.
The main ones.
So are we doing like in the like I guess what would be next? Queen of Hearts.
Into the Deep and Queen of Hearts. Maybe
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah.
Next time we can start with the commentary, the episode commentary.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, we know that our listeners are probably like, do they know any other words other than yeah?
No.
Okay, before we forget, remember our thing about, well, my thing, because Serena was kind of against it, because review us and rate us on iTunes. And
Yeah.
But
every
positive
time
reviews.
you review something, I will rate it online, if it's positive.
Yes.
Yes.
Negative ones too, but just don't tell Serena.
Okay. All right, then I think this podcast is over. If no one else has any comments to make, I'm gonna just shut it down before the storm like takes my house away, like the Wizard of Oz, the hurricane in the Wizard of Oz. And yeah, I hope I'll still be here tomorrow. But thank you everyone for listening, and bye.
Bye
Bye.
Bye.
bye.